Hey yo, how you guys doing? Do me a favor before we get started on this whole thing, right? Subscribe, like, or hate, and share this video. Um, we're trying to get our numbers up. Thank you very much, and enjoy this broadcast.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You're not the one collecting money to open a school predicated on Africanism. See what I'm saying? So it's like if we gonna listen to Umar Johnson claim he's gonna open a school, we gotta understand that he's predicating this on undermining your American nationality. A lot of what he's willing to throw away is what we're saying that we need to keep and actually bring to the forefront. We're talking about a public education system that has undereducated us. He's exploited that understanding now at this point because he's not coming forward saying, hey, I don't want to do it this way anymore. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. It's the same. I'm going to open a school. I'm going to open a school. And it hasn't happened. And so now you have other movements in place that are moving forward. But he's willing to throw those movements under the bus because they don't agree with him ideologically. That's not fair to those newer movements when his hasn't done what it was supposed to have done yet.
I'm going to say this, right? This is what I'm going to say. Are you familiar with the Armed Services TAZ?
To a small degree. I didn't go.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. All right, but we're gonna break it. This is what I'm basically saying, right? When it comes to this whole African movement, whether you be African Americans, whether you be Africans abroad, our whole movement is broken down into different divisions, man. Or in the case that we're talking about, we're not talking about, but we're broken down into different departments. The fire department, the police department, the water department, the gas company, etc., etc., etc. Everybody that's in this African American struggle, with this struggle of us blacks throughout the world, but particularly in America, we got different departments. For example, right, you got guys like Umar Johnson, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Hey man, these dudes right here, these guys are the generals, man. They the guys, they lay out the directives and pass down the directive. Look, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Then you got the administration department. They process the directives. Then you got the dudes that carry it out. And then if you're breaking it down in the farm departments, just like I'm thinking about how the way the military way, man, you got the grunts who fight in the field. You got the air wing who fight. This whole movement when it comes to black people in America and around the world. Hey man, we all got our different divisions and everybody got their different lanes, man. And when they do it, everybody that's working in different lanes, man, we gotta do it the way we do it. Now, like again, in the case of Umar, right? Using them back on Umar. Umar is doing all this stuff by himself, bro. Umar don't have no assistants or no secretaries and that, man. From everything that I observed of this brother, he's doing everything by himself, man. This brother is the quarterback. He's the running back. He's the head coach. He's the water boy. Hey, man, and for whatever reason, that's his situation that he's in. And again, I respect his grind. I respect what he's doing. And he's getting in where he can fit in. And I personally believe that this man going to have this school up and running. This is what I believe. I believe this in my heart. And at some point, he's going to get the school open. And he's going to be able to say to all the doubters, hey man, what I tell you, the brother got the school. He got the building down in Wilmington, Delaware. It's, they working on it now. They trying to get it up and running. So it's not like the man's a charlatan when he got a school. You can't, there's no way in the heck you can say, well man, he's still a fraud and the man got a school building. He got the school building. So now it's one of them slow grinds when you the poor guy. You don't want to take out credit. You don't want no help. No, man, I'm going to do it myself. Hey, man, that's where the brother at. He got the school. He's slowly putting it together. And man, next thing you know, he's gonna be, because he already could say, I told you so to people now, because he has the school. So when he opened it up, right? When he finally opened the school up and he get the first line of students in there, now what's gonna be the argument then?
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm not against the school opening. If the school opened today, I would be happy for him. I would be glad that it's all open. The problem is, this is the 4th anticipated date for a school opening, and there's been no transparency on the previous 3 never having opened. That's the issue. It's not that someone wants to see him fail, it's that the project has failed enough times for nobody to have faith in it, and it should be okay to not have faith in it, simply because the project failed through no transparency, and again, we're just supposed to keep believing. Now, like
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you get. I'm just saying. At this point, we're basing if he'll do it off belief 10 years later. It's not based on our desire to see. Well, it might even be based still off our desire to see it done. But the belief that he's still going to do it 10 years later, after the broken promises, after what some would say were mistakes. He still has yet to say, okay, look, this is where I made a mistake at, but I got the buildings, let's do it this way, blah, blah, blah. It appears that he's still just pushing it along purposely by himself. So he can say, hey, I'm by myself. People have offered help. He does not want the help because he needs to work by himself to carry this along at a snail's pace, because it does seem more of a scam. That's why, because it's pushing along at a snail's pace. He's not trying to push it forward.
And I respect that, right? But let me tell you something that we're not taking into consideration, right? One of the things we taking into consideration, right? Umar Johnson actually had a big donor in the form of an NBA player. I'm not sure what the situation was, but he actually had a dude that was going to back him on the buildings and everything. But remember, he had that situation with the girl, and him and the girl started beefing, and then as a result of that, the ball pulled out. So that situation right there, that actually derailed his whole project when he had that problem with the girl that time.
No, that's bullshit. Because that's when I came into, that's when I initially saw this. And so you would have to name the NBA player who withdrew funding. Otherwise, it sounded like bullshit. To me, back then, that sounded like more of a reason to keep it going, to come out and ask another group for another set of money. If there was an NBA guy or somebody, some large donor that was willing to do it, he should have put that person on display and called them a coon the same way he has.
No, Chaz, I can't go with this. You know what? Because just like, for example, right now, just like what you're saying, right? I hear what you said. He could have put the ball on blast. Now we going back to World War II. You had a bunch of Jews, man, that were Jewish Germans, but they formed the Jewish resistance. And their whole disposition was like, listen, man, I can't publicly step out and support you, but I can finance you. And again, this is one of these arguments I had when I hear people talk stuff about guys like Michael Jordan. Man, this guy, he ain't this, he ain't that. Well, man, first of all, we don't know what Michael Jordan is doing behind closed doors. And in the case of this NBA player who was going to support Umar Johnson, who he believed there was no NBA player, hey, man, dude might have been on the same vibe. Because again, Taz, it's not like you and I both don't know that you got certain dark forces that's controlling our brothers and sisters that's making a whole lot of money. And if you want to keep on making this money, we need you to have the social consciousness of a baked potato. So no, I believe when he said that he had somebody that was going to back him, when the man said, I believe it. But once again, when the thing jumped off with the girl, it's like, oh, you know what, man, this thing looked too messy. Maybe I better step away from that. Now, this is how I feel about that, based on the fact that you do have people that make solid donations to other people. And it's like, nah, man, I'm cool. I don't need my name in the paper. I see what you're doing. Here you go. Here go a little something for you.